Okay, here's a little longer video about my Briggsn stratton. So, and I'll describe it, and if anyone knows how to help, please comment. So, the left one is outtake, and the right one is intake. So, outtake opens, and the piston goes down. The intake opens, and piston goes up. The fact is that if I open that valves, the intake valve, the outtake valve will automatically opens like that. Will just open. This black one is intake, and the gray one is outtake. So when intake opens, the outtake is closed. It's very closed, but I don't know why the outtake opens and then nothing happens. But if I block, here's the outtake thingy for the outtake for the air to come in. If I block that one, it won't work because it has no air to refill itself again. So and I think that's everything that I need to fix. And the intake valve is when the vacuum is on. When the vacuum is on here, the intake valve like just stayed locked inside because like of the force. If you have a vacuum cleaner and place a hand on it, the hand will be like not really hard to remove, but it needs some force to be removed. So this is the same thing. Here's the whistle. Everything is filled up. There's no air gaps to get air lost. This is all thing filled up. So I don't know what to say. So I think this is it because there's no other problem. There's a problem. There's problem on the valves. Like I said, the intake valve opens hard. It opens, not really hard, but it not like hardly. It's a little hard to open. Really little. Not a big deal. Like just that. This is the hard to open. That part. Other goes easily, but that part here. Everything is filled up, so no air have nowhere to run. Like I've said before, the outtake valve opens when the intake is opened. The outtake just opens because I think it has some like the piston is a little, not a little bit, the piston is like I've said, the piston is I think that it's too heavy for just for the valve to lift it, and the problem is in the valves too. When the intake valve opens, it don't sucks the piston up, I think because it's too hard, or the outtake valve have some issues with closing the valve isn't fully closing, I think, because it just sucks up. When this valve is opened, it needed to suck the piston up, but no, piston is too heavy, the other valve opens, so it can suck air through the other valve. And if I push the other valve down, if I push it down, the piston can normally lift up, and then other valve opens. But if I leave it alone, if I don't click this down, it just opens because there's air. The vacuum don't. Oh, sorry, my bad English. The vacuum just lifts that one up because it's easier for him to lift that one up. For the vacuum, it's easier to lift that one up and don't lift piston up because it's too heavy for the vacuum, and he just lifts that one up and then sucks through that valve here. That one opens. That one needed to be closed, but no, vacuum opens it because it sucks air through this hole in here. This is outtake valve, so it needed to fill the engine back with air, but it don't. When that one opens too. I'll show. Okay, here it is. You see? That other valve needed to be open, needed to be closed. Wait. You see? The other valve opens. Wait. that valve opens. This is the intake, this is the outtake. The intake opens and it needed to suck the piston off, but it don't. This valve opens because of the I don't know, because of this air who which is needed to fill the piston back up, but we don't. You see? But if I close that other piston with hand, wait, you see, the piston goes back up again. But if I use a string or spring, the valve can't open. So that's the problem. I know what to do. So if I explain real quick what just happened. This is the intake, this is the outtake. That valve opens to suck that up, but you don't suck that up. The other valve opens. The outtake valve just opens because of the air. Who needed to be for filling up the piston with air again in this, like this. But no. Okay. It's like that. And when that valve is opened, for vacuum, that valve opens. Just, it shouldn't open, but it opened. Just opened like you saw. And if I add a string or spring, it just can't open. So I don't know what to do. Please help. Bye.